Morning, everybody. Sorry we can't be with you today. We've been asked to do our 6-word testimony, and so we have 6 words that just takes us through really as a family, and we're going to alternate me and Fran with the words about what we're going to say. So the first word that we're going to use is promise, and we met back in 2010, and ever since playing the piano after an evening service and off just up the aisle to meet a common friend of Fran's and I really remember hearing the Lord really say to me that sort of prophetically that there was a promise, a sort of a sense of you have permission, and I didn't sure what that was. And literally a minute later, my eye caught Fran sat next to our common friend, and hey presto, 10 years later.
It took a while.
But ever since we started, we had prophetic words regarding our relationship and lots of different things that happened along the way where we knew God was at the centre of it, and He was sort of handling the whole scenario. God meets us where we were and had ordered our steps right from when we first met through getting engaged, and then obviously marriage and onto a family. And we recognise that in us. So promise has been really at the heart of how we started this relationship and how we move forward. So over to you.
Okay, so the next one we've kind of put is kind of a stepping out of comfort zones, which happens a lot for us. I think we're both very independent people. We're both pretty stubborn people. So it's been interesting. But when I first met Ben, I was working in Hull, and I was quite settled there, working in community. So moving to Brid was a big step, and it required a lot of faith and a lot of trust, and I knew God was with us the whole time, and the same having children. I mean, I was never sure I'd be a very good mum. I'm not very maternal. Kids I love, babies I'm less good at, and I was very worried that I wouldn't cope, and obviously having children is hard, and I think the first few months with Miriam, she was not a sleeper, and it was very hard. It was very much a stepping out of a comfort zone and a stepping into something new, and there were lots of times where I'd just be sat praying, going just 5 more minutes sleep, and looking back, I could totally see God in all of it, guiding us and leading us forward, even though at times it was tough and it was hard. But I think that faith kept us going through all of it, I think.
Yeah. So so from then on, our next is focus and priorities changing, particularly when we became a family. And I'm sure every parent will know that you can't really plan what your life's going to be like once you have that for your first child. But memories, Miriam particularly, and Esther, but first time I saw Miriam and hearing her cry in that moment where I'm a dad, and this is an amazing moment. And ever since then, there's been like a completeness within us. And sometimes I reflect that being what's like with God and us. You know, when we have that relationship with God, there's that completeness within us, and focus changes, and that's what certainly with us. The word focus was different priority, and sort of thinking more of our family, our priorities with that family, what we're about. Changed from being both very independent people.
Yes.
So so focus was really, really important, and where we put our focus in the family.
So the next one is about our wider family, kind of the community around us. And I think, like I said, we were both quite independent people, and I think, especially being part of a couple, but also especially having children, you have a greater reliance on the people around you, you know, and we've been so blessed to have some amazing people around us. When we first had Miriam, my family were down in London, so we didn't have my mum around, but we've had so many other people who've come around us, and I'm not the best at talking to people. I'm a little bit shy generally, and so I found going to play groups and kind of making friends slightly difficult and a bit of a challenge, but actually it's through those friendships that I think we've been able to grow as a family and a couple, and God has put some amazing people in our lives. So we're very, very blessed to have that wider church and community family that we have.
But amongst it all, we've had lots of joy, and joy is probably the next word for us. We're very, very fortunate that in this lockdown period that we found time as a family, finding opportunities to have days out here and there, and actually explore our role as parents to Miriam and Esther, and finding joy in all that they provide them growing up, and all the amazing memories that have actually been made over the years so far in their lives and us as a family. And we've had many, many funny moments amongst everything else, some really good times. And you need to find that joy within all that you do. And sometimes, some days you don't feel joy, you don't feel it. You feel, I've sometimes have ups and downs here and there, and we get work priorities or whatever. But it's been, if you look back, you see a lot of the joy that the Lord wants us all to have within us, and we see that sometimes in our own children, in the stories they do, the drawings they do, and it's been a really so far a really, really good adventure, and we just, joy's been. I'm almost a hope, a lifeline of hope, and learn to laugh at situations as well. Sometimes we get bogged down with everything around us, and then we're learning to sort of laugh
a lot
of the moments. So joy's that. So finally,
yes, the one we're going to finish on is grace. It's hard to explain how much grace means. I think it's that aspect of kind of living in forgiveness and living in peace with each other. Sorry, I have a toy here as well. But it's being able to be patient and forgive each other. I think grace is incredibly important as a family, because there's always going to be times where people rub each other the wrong way, or something happens that's unexpected, or things are just thrown up, and actually learning to have joy and also just to forgive and find that peace and find that love in that situation, I think is what keeps us all going, I think. And the grace that God's given us just gives us extra to give out to other people. So yeah, that wraps it up.
Yeah. So we hope you have a great day, and we have a family with you all at church as well, and we get a lot from all the times we have meeting with you, hopefully back in person. But we send you our love and best wishes, and have a great day.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.